Let me tell you something I've learned after coaching leaders, entrepreneurs, and executives like you for over 25 years. Most people don't fail because they lack ambition. They fail because they're building a life they never intentionally designed. They're successful by the world's standards, but empty when they're alone with their thoughts. They've been grinding for years, hoping freedom is on the other side of just one more achievement. But the freedom they're chasing turned into a cage they can't find the door to. Now here's what separates those who burn out from those who break through. The shift from living a life on accident and default to living by design and purpose. It's that limitless leaders don't drift, they design. They don't chase random things, they create intentional awareness for a life of legacy and purpose. Today I'm going to walk you through a 5-step framework I use with CEOs, founders, and faith-driven leaders to help them build lives that don't just look good, but they matter. This isn't about hype, it's about alignment. It's about becoming who you were born to be. Are you ready? Let's dive in. First, you can't build a limitless life on a limited identity. That's why this is where we start. This is the foundation, and yet it's where most people skip because we've confused what we do with who we are. But your job title isn't your identity. Your past isn't your identity. Even your performance, it's not your identity. So ask yourself, who am I beyond the roles I play? What do I actually believe about my God-given potential? And what story am I telling myself about what's possible? In my best-selling book, Born Limitless, I challenge leaders to rewrite their inner narrative, to confront the limitless labels they tried to assign to themselves. One executive I work with used to say, "I'm just too busy." Have you ever said that? We reframe that declaration to, "I am strategic and productive with my time." That single shift changed the way that they made decisions, the way they carried themselves. And here's the truth I've learned. Your identity drives behavior far more than willpower ever could. And it starts with one declaration. I am not confined by what was. I am called to what's next. Once you're clear on who you are, the next step is knowing where you're going. Vision is what pulls you forward when motivation fades. It is more than a location or destination, it's a purpose. And let me be honest, motivation will get you going, but vision, what carries you through the valleys and resistance, isn't hype. It's a clear picture of the life you were born to build and the impact you were meant to have. So let me ask, what does significance look like in your life? What legacy do you want to leave behind? How do you want to be remembered by the people who matter most? I had to answer these questions myself years ago. I shifted from chasing success to building a life of significance, from asking, what is the impact and influence I desire my life to have on the people and world around me? We use a tool called the Vision Cascade. 10-year, 3-year, 1-year vision layer. Then we write our own obituary. Not to be morbid, but to be honest. You don't want the story of your life to be created by the opinions of others when you can begin now to be the author. When you're clear about your vision and purpose, you become intentional about how you're living. Here's step 3, establish your non-negotiable core values. Now, before we move to that action, we need to anchor our identity and our vision in something unshakable. These are your values, and here's why. If identity answers who I am and vision answers what impact will my life have, then values answer how will I live while I'm getting there. Your core values are the non-negotiable principle that guide your life. They shape your decisions, your relationships, your leadership, and your legacy. Now, these values must be clear. You can define them in a sentence. They must be measurable. You know when you're living them and when you're not, and they must be universal. They apply in every area of your life, personal and professional. They've also got to be timeless. They don't shift with seasons or trends. They're your anchors, or as I like to call them, they're the bumpers in the bowling alley of your life that keep you from the gutter. And usually they come from somewhere deep inside, a life-defining experience, a lesson from a mentor, a moment of failure or breakthrough. For me, values like integrity, honor, excellence, faith, and presence, they didn't come from a seminar. They were forged in hard moments and refined by the people I admire. Here's the key. Your values, they speak to your character. They are the invisible lenses that determine how you show up, how you treat others, and how you walk through this world. So here's the challenge. You need to identify your top 3 to 7 values. Ask me later about a simple video and workshop that I can help you do this. But for now, define each value. Make it measurable. Audit your life through them weekly. Because if you don't know what you stand for, you'll find yourself tossed like a ship in the ocean without an anchor. You'll be rudderless. You'll live reacting to the world around you instead of responding with conviction. You will allow others to tell you what's important, causing you to settle for a less than life. Remember, you were born to lead with conviction from purpose and vision and live from values. Now, this next step is where most people stall out. They've got clarity on who they are. They even have a big vision, but their habits, their schedule, their energy, totally out of alignment. Is that you? See, this is where breakthrough is either activated or it's abandoned. You need to ask yourself, does my calendar reflect what I say I value? Do my daily decisions support my vision, or do they distract me from it? Are my habits building the person I want to become, or just maintaining the one I've always been? Now, one leader I worked with literally rebuilt his entire schedule, not around meetings or tasks, but around his vision and his purpose. He prioritized legacy, presence, and peace. That alignment, it created momentum. And momentum, it turned into multiplication. Now, this is how you go from busy to productive, from passionless to purposeful, from scattered to strategic. Here's the truth. What you say and do matters. If they're not aligned, you're going to lose credibility and the ability to positively impact the people in the world around you. It's about living an accountable life. To do this, we must redefine accountability. Stop making excuses and blaming others when you fail to do what you say you're going to do. No one can hold you accountable. You've got to choose to be accountable. Take ownership. Accountability is a way of thinking, not doing. No one's going to hold you accountable. You're accountable to people, to do what you say you will do no matter what. You can no longer blame others for not holding you accountable. There's no one to hold you accountable except yourself. Now, we all need personal systems of accountability, both internal and external. Internal, daily reflection, weekly review. External, mentors, coaches, and truth tellers who don't let you shrink back. Structural, we need environments who we can surround ourselves with to help us make the right choices easier. You can't reach your limitless life without this step. Transformation rarely happens in isolation. It happens in community with intention, commitment, and design. Your growth needs a testimony of dependability, responsibility, and commitment. That's why accountability is so important. It compounds over time. Our actions speak louder than our words. Don't misunderstand, our words matter, but words without aligned action, it's noise. Every single time, do what you say you're going to do. Now, let me put it all together. This is where your limitless life is forged. Not in the dramatic, but in the daily. Success that matters, significance that lasts, it's built in small, consistent practices. And this is why I teach the Limitless Leader daily rhythm. It's a morning connect with your mindset. So in the mornings, I need you to connect with your mindset, your vision, and your creator. Middle of the day, take a pause, check in, make adjustments as needed. In the evening, I want you to reflect, practice gratitude, ask, did you live on purpose today? I watched one CEO radically shift their entire life 15 minutes at a time. It was about prayer and connection to their higher power. It was about self-reflection and asking how they're doing and being honest. You've got to reconnect to your purpose. And here's my personal secret sauce to sustainability. My faith isn't just a piece of my life, it's the anchor that holds it all together. For me, when prayer becomes my planning and reflection becomes my reset, I don't just achieve more, I become more. And so can you. Here's what I want you to take away. Designing your limitless life isn't a one-time event. It's a daily, intentional practice. But here's the real difference between those who move forward and those who stay stuck. It's community. Every high-impact, purpose-driven leader I know has one thing in common. They don't run alone. They link arms with people who see what's possible, who challenge their excuses, and who remind them of their purpose and calling when life gets hard. They see the greatness inside of them. That's exactly why I created the Limitless Leader community and the Living Limitless app. The app's not about more information, it's about real-time transformation. You're going to have access to daily mindset meditations, all the tools and resources mentioned in this session, and so much more. The coolest part of the app is my personal AI clone that you can ask real-life questions and get real-time answers and coaching from me. Inside the private community, you'll be part of a think tank of like-minded people seeking impact and significance, supporting one another in real time. You'll find a live coaching and, more importantly, network of leaders who are walking in the same path, learning from each other. So if you're done settling, I want you to click the links in the description and let's get started together. Will you join us today? You weren't created to live confined. You were created for more. You were born limitless. And now it's time to be intentional and design the life that proves it. I believe in you and I'm here to help you. Jump into the community today, download the app, and let's get started. I'll see you on the inside.